Hi everybody, welcome back to Garden Obsessed. My name is Carla. It is currently 1:30 a.m. Sometimes I suffer from insomnia, so I thought what better time than to share a seed haul with you guys. So I think I've talked before about seed swaps, and when I first started gardening intensively, I guess you would say. Excuse me, I've got a little nose itch here. I came across seed swaps and joined them, I would say, rather obsessively. I thought it was such a cool idea. I loved the idea of saving seeds and sharing them with other gardeners. I didn't have very many I know people that garden for sure, but I don't know very many people that are as into gardening as I am. And it was a way to, join a community and share seeds amongst people with common interests. It was a way to explore a lot of different varieties for very little money. And I know I have tried so many things because I got them in seed swaps. As I've gardened, over the years, my seed collection has grown, and I guess, the need for new and different varieties has decreased. But there's one swap that I have joined every year. It is my favorite. It's a Canadian seed swap. There's like a waiting list for it every year now because it was so popular and people don't leave. And it's probably the only one that I joined this year. I think there was only two that I joined last year, and it's probably the only one that I'm going to participate in going forward. Just, my need for things has decreased as I've collected things over the years, right? And saved my own seed and stuff. So I love this seed swap for several reasons. One, I love that it's Canadian. Not that I don't love, North American seed swaps, and I've definitely joined those. But you tend to not get things that are difficult to grow here. And I'll use the example of okra as an example. If you are determined to grow it, I'm sure you can probably grow it here, but we don't have a long hot season, and it's an easy to save seed. And when I joined, American seed swaps or North American seed swaps, it was always something you would get. And I have tried growing it. I think I managed to get like 2 or 3 pods on one plant one year. It's not something I grow anymore. I reserve my space for things that I know will grow and I can grow and that we eat, especially, recently, in recent times. So I love the more, I'm gonna say local very broadly, but I love the more local aspect of this particular swap. I also love that the organizer accepts wish lists, in fact, encourages them. The more things that you have on your wish list, she says the more likelihood she'll be able to fulfill those wishes. So I'll go through everything, but I'll tell you as we go through stuff what things I did ask for. And I would say like probably half of the things that I received were either on my wish list or were wish list item adjacent, if you know what I mean. So I guess we'll just start. All right, so herbs and flowers are always really popular items, and I would say maybe like a third of the items fall into those categories that I received. So we may as well start there. So I got a package of sage seeds, which is awesome. I do have a sage plant that I've overwintered for several years, but would like, I kind of want to develop an area dedicated to herbs this year to get them kind of out of my flower beds and vegetable raised garden beds and give them their own, you know, their own area. I also got Moldavian dragon head balm. So I don't know anything about that. I'll have to investigate that a little bit. I received some bouquet dill, which is one of my favorites. I like to use it for dill, and also, you know, I throw it in flower bouquets too. So that's always awesome to have. And then one that I asked for, this was on my wish list, was lamb's ear. So I got some yellow lamb's ear, so that's awesome. All right, we've got some flowers and things here. I think most of the ones that I requested are right on top, so we'll start with those. The first one was Baptisia. So this is false blue indigo Baptisia, so I'm excited to grow that this year. I also asked for cosmos, so I got a couple cosmos. I got pink seashell cosmos. I've grown these ones before, so that's awesome. And I also got dwarf dazzler red. I've never grown these, so that'll be fun to grow too. I also got Maltese cross. This one is red, and I did ask for those as well, so that's exciting. And I also asked for Dusty Miller, so this is silver dust, Dusty Miller. So I think that's it for flowers that were on my wish list, but I also got some other interesting things. So I got tangerine gem marigolds, which is awesome. I've grown the yellow ones before, but I've never grown the tangerines, so that's very cool. They're like the little tiny ones, and they look really good. I plant them sometimes in the corners and on edges of my raised beds, and they kind of like mound and spill over. They bloom prolifically. This was cool, which I didn't even know you could do. This is called Tulip tarda. It's a species tulip. I did not know you could grow any tulips from seeds, so those are going to be pretty fun to try. I got some Canadian columbine. I've grown columbine lots of times, but I'm not entirely sure what Canadian columbine is. I'm wondering if it's one of the blue purpley ones that you sometimes see kind of growing wildish. I got Stella Dora Daylily. So I think I actually received some of these seeds in one of the first years I participated in this swap. This is the 5th or 6th year that I've participated, and I actually had one bloom for the first time this year, so that's cool. I'm gonna plant some more and see if I can't get some more going. I received some Bells of Ireland, some Bachelor buttons. This is tall doubles. Bachelor buttons are always fun. And some white straw flower, and there's a note that it's probably silvery white, but it might be antique white. So I just love like the notes and things that some people send in as well. Then a couple of random things that aren't maybe in any of the other categories. I did get some loofah seeds, which is also like a popular one. You'll probably get at least half of the years. I think just because they're so easy to save the seeds. I can't grow them. I keep trying. I can't seem to grow them, but some people are obviously having some luck with them and getting some seeds out of them. So we'll give it another try this year. And I also got some Egyptian walking onions, which I do grow and are super fun. So it's nice to see things like this in the swap as well. So we'll get into some normal things now, I guess, or not normal things, but you know, some regular vegetable garden items. I got some Detroit red beets, which are always a good thing to have in the garden. And I also got, this is called a Halloween radish mix. So it's one of those variety packs, which is fun because I just planted this fall. I had a mix sort of similar and I just finished up all of that seed. So it's nice to have some of those as well. I'm gonna move some things around here. All right, so now I've kind of got things categorized, I guess. These are small categories, so we'll go through these ones first. I did ask for like a storage type cabbage. So I received Copenhagen. So I've grown this one in the past a few years ago, I think. So I'm excited to try that one again. And I also asked for some bok choy, and I received pak choy, and this is dwarf white stem. So that's awesome. I love pak choy, and so does Jarrett, so we will use those for sure. I also asked for some storage carrots. So I received Tenderloin Imperator, which I think is a really good storage onion. I think many of the Imperator type carrots are. So I've never grown this one, so that's amazing. And I also received Paris Market Atlas, and I haven't looked this up yet, but I know there's like a Parisian carrot that's one of the short round carrots. I'm not sure if this is one of them or not, but you know, it might totally not be, but that would be fun to grow. And I also received Scarlet Nantes, which are my absolute favorites, so these will definitely get use as well. So I'm excited about the carrots. We'll do tomatoes now, I guess. So there was only a couple tomatoes specifically that I asked for, and I did get one of the, I think there was two that I was looking for, and I did get one of them. So that was blueberry tomato. I didn't care which one it was, but I wanted one of the blueberry. There's a gold blueberry and this one. So I did get this one, so that's amazing. I got Dancing with Smurfs, which I know I received in this swap a few years ago, and this is now my dad's absolute favorite cherry tomato, so I grow this one for him every year. Jarrett and I have pared down the number of cherry tomatoes that we grow. So this is my dad's favorite. It gets grown for him, but I'm gonna have to do some figuring out for the blueberries because I really want to give that one a shot. He prefers, there's a hybrid called Tasty Treat. It's like a standard red cherry tomato. That's his favorite, and my favorite is like a Sun Gold or a Sun Sugar. So I typically only grow 2 cherry tomatoes. We might have to make an exception and grow 3 this year. I've looked some of these tomatoes up, and I haven't looked other ones up, so I don't know what this one is, but this one is called Stupus, I think. So I don't know if it's a slicer or a paste or what it is, but it's always fun to have options. Orange Icicle, I did look this one up. It's kind of a funny shape. I might have to grow some of these. I might have to expand what I was planning on, not growing very many tomatoes at home. Just a few of my favorite heirlooms and like big slicing ones and stuff, and growing most of like our paste tomatoes at the community garden this year, which I did this year, but grow more of them, and also some of the like determinate like red slicing tomatoes. But I might have to change plans up because there's a lot of interesting things. There always is. It's so hard to decide. This one is called Lemon Liana. I haven't looked this one up either. I assume it's yellow. A yellow tomato, which Jarrett really likes because he finds them less acidic. Goliath tomato. I assume that's a large slicing type, but I haven't looked that up yet either. Purple calabash, which is fun. I love the purple types. And I haven't looked this one up either, but you know, it sounds enticing already. Purple's in the name, right? This is Fifth and Vine. I did try looking this one up and I couldn't find it. So it says they had a note on the back that it's a productive large red paste. So this one might have a shot at the community garden. Confetti tomato, that just sounds fun, doesn't it? So, tomatoes, guys. I want to grow them all. So many tomatoes. And this one sounds awesome too. Like, I'm gonna have to rethink my entire tomato plan. I had everything planned out and I should have known better because there's so many cool things. This one is Ukrainian purple. Anyway, hard decisions coming. Those were the tomatoes that I received. Lots of fun things. We'll do peppers now, I guess, because, you know, peppers and tomatoes go together. So I did ask for Aleppo pepper and I did receive that one. So I tried to grow it this year. I think I only had like a couple seeds and they were kind of old and one of them grew, but I didn't have much success with the plant. So we'll give that one a shot this year. I am gonna butcher this name, guys. I'm not even going to attempt it. I'm just gonna show you. I haven't looked it up. I don't know what it is, but it's a sweet pepper. Actually, I might have looked it up. It's either this one or the next one is, I think it's this one. I think it's an orange bell pepper type. So we might grow that one because Jarrett really likes orange pepper. I would only grow red sweet peppers, but he likes yellow and orange ones too. And I think this is a kind of chili pepper. It's chimea pepper. Anyway, so those are the tomatoes and peppers. All right. I also asked for winter squashes in particular, and I got some of those. So this is just called butternut squash. I don't know what the variety is. I'm not sure if I will grow these ones or not because I have some like named varieties of seed already of butternut, and you know, I kind of, when possible, I like to know what variety I'm growing, right? Doesn't mean I'll necessarily not grow those, but then I also got a tromboncino squash, which I believe is one that I grew 2 or 3 years ago, and it's huge. You can eat it small as a summer squash. The vine was insane the year that I grew it. It was probably like, I don't know, it was 14 feet long or something. It was crazy. And if left to get large, the fruits will, like I had a fruit that was, I don't know, 4 feet long, and I know they'll get bigger. Like I picked it before it reached its full potential. So that might be fun to try again if I can find some trellis space. I'm kind of low on trellis space. I also got winter melon, so that might be fun to try. Not a squash, but you know, might be fun to try. Trivoli spaghetti squash. So spaghetti squash is one that Jarrett and I both really like, and it's usually fairly productive. So I'll probably give this one a shot. I think I actually needed spaghetti squash seeds, so that's awesome. And this one is jumbo pink banana squash. So some interesting things there too. Next up, we had a couple of kale. So I had asked for one variety, I forget what it is now, and I didn't get that one, but I did get some Siberian kale, which is one that I really like, so that's cool. And I also got one called 1,000 Head Kale, which I didn't know anything about. And when I looked it up, it looks like it's really huge. Like they have really large leaves. So I'm excited to kind of grow this one. I think it gets really big. Like the leaves can be like 2 feet long. So we're definitely going to be giving that one a go. And then the last thing that I asked for was dry beans and bush dry beans in particular. So this one is a pole bean, but it is a, I don't want to mispronounce the name, Kawawak Mohawk. I don't know if that's how you say it. Really pretty bean. Kind of looks like a borlotti bean or something. Smaller than a borlotti bean for sure. And kind of almost like kind of a square shape. I don't know if you can tell that. I love beans. Beans is one of my favorite. I think that's why I left it for last. Then I also got some bush pinto beans. So that'll be fun. Jarrett really likes pinto beans. And I was looking for bush types because I have some space reserved at the community garden, and bush types are easier to grow there than on trellises because we're supposed to not have, you know, tall structures. This one is, I'm probably going to mispronounce and butcher this name too, Zuni Shalako bush bean. That's how you spell it. And I have to look at the beans. Like I had to open them and look. They are so pretty. I love them. I don't know what they remind me of. The colors, I'm like, I don't know if they remind me of like a pony or something. Anyway, they're gorgeous. So these will definitely be getting a spot as well. So those are the things that I received in the swap, and I'm very happy with the things that I received back, and I will continue to participate in the swap. It really is one of my favorite things, and it always comes around Christmas time, so it's kind of like, you know, getting an early Christmas present. And I'm so thankful to the lady who organizes it and spends so much of her time collecting wish lists and making sure people, you know, receive things that they're gonna love and want to grow. And it really is a wonderful community that she has built. So that was my little seed swap haul. I hope you enjoyed it. If you know anything about any of these varieties and have grown them before, I would love to hear about it. And I hope you come back. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.